He had money. He had respect. He had dreams bigger than the sky. And then, in just a few months, he lost everything.
What do you do when life takes it all away? Do you fight? Do you quit? Or do you learn to wait? This is the story of a man who thought success was about speed, until patience taught him the greatest lesson of his life.
Arman was known as the fast one, fast thinker, fast worker, fast decision maker. He believed one thing very strongly: if you move faster than everyone else, you will win. In his late 20s, Arman started a small business. He worked day and night, no breaks, no weekends. Within 2 years, he was earning more money than anyone in his family ever had. People praised him, friends admired him, relatives used his name as an example. "Look at Arman," they would say. "He didn't wait, he acted." And that sentence became his identity. He hated waiting. He hated slow progress. He hated when things didn't move quickly. For him, slow meant failure. Then one year, everything changed. The market shifted. Costs increased. A big client suddenly pulled out of a contract. Arman panicked. Instead of slowing down, instead of thinking calmly, he rushed. He borrowed more money to fix things fast. He made quick deals without reading details. He trusted people without checking their background. He kept telling himself, "I just need one fast win, one big move, then I'll recover." But life doesn't always reward speed. Within 6 months, his business collapsed. Debts piled up. Investors demanded their money back. Employees left. The same people who once praised him now whispered, "He moved too fast." One evening, Arman sat alone in his empty office. The lights were off. The chairs were gone. The walls looked bigger and colder. He stared at the floor and thought, "How did I lose everything so quickly?" For the first time in his life, he had nothing to rush toward, and that silence was painful. Days turned into weeks. His savings disappeared. His confidence broke. Even his closest friends stopped calling. One night, he told himself, "Maybe I'm not meant for success." Have you ever felt that? Like maybe you tried, and still failed. Like maybe you were just not good enough. Arman felt exactly that. One afternoon, he visited his grandfather in the village. His grandfather was a simple farmer, no big education, no fancy words, just wisdom built from years of living. Arman expected advice about business. Instead, his grandfather took him to the fields. They stood in front of a small plant. "Do you see this?" his grandfather asked. "Yes," Arman replied. "This seed was planted 3 months ago," his grandfather said. For weeks nothing appeared. The ground looked empty, but under the soil, roots were growing. Arman stayed silent. His grandfather continued, "If I had dug it up every day to check its progress, it would have died." Then he looked directly into Arman's eyes. "You lost everything because you tried to dig up your own growth. You never gave it time." That sentence hit Arman deeply. For the first time, he realized something. He wasn't destroyed by failure. He was destroyed by impatience. He always wanted results, but never respected the process. This time, Arman decided to do something different. He didn't rush into a new business. He didn't borrow money. He didn't try to impress anyone. He took a small job. Yes, a small, simple job. After once being a business owner, people judged him. "Isn't that the guy who used to be successful? What happened to him?" The comments hurt, but he stayed quiet. For the first time in his life, he chose patience. He saved slowly. He learned new skills. He studied his past mistakes. Months passed. There were moments when he felt tempted to make a quick move again. But then he remembered the plant. Roots first, growth later. 2 years later, Arman started again. But this time, he moved differently. He read every contract carefully. He waited before making decisions. He built relationships slowly. His new business grew, not fast, but steady. And steady growth feels different. It feels strong. It feels real. One evening, as he sat in his new office, he smiled, not because he was rich again, but because he was calm. He understood something powerful. Success built in patience cannot be easily broken. One day, a big opportunity came to him. A large company offered a partnership. It promised fast profits. The old Arman would have signed immediately. But this time, he paused. He reviewed the details. He asked questions. He waited. And guess what? The deal had hidden risks. If he had rushed, he would have lost everything again. That moment proved something. Patience didn't just rebuild his life. It protected it. He realized the real victory wasn't money. It was control. Control over his emotions. Control over his decisions. Control over his need for speed. Arman once believed that moving fast meant moving forward. But life taught him a deeper truth. Sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to success. Patience is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is trusting the process when results are invisible. It is building roots when nobody sees your effort. Maybe right now you feel like you've lost everything. Maybe your plans failed. Maybe your hard work didn't pay off. And maybe you're thinking of making one desperate, fast move. Pause. Ask yourself, are you growing roots, or are you digging them up every day? Real growth takes time. Real strength takes time. Real success takes time. And sometimes losing everything is not the end. It is life's way of teaching you how to build it properly. Arman didn't win because he was fast. He won because he finally learned to wait. So if life has slowed you down, maybe it's not punishing you. Maybe it's preparing you. Be patient with your progress. Be calm in your struggle. Be steady in your effort. Because one day, when your moment comes, you won't just rise quickly. You will rise strong. And that kind of success lasts forever.